Greetings, my fellow tech enthusiasts and trailblazers. Get ready to revolutionize your social media game with this fantastic how-to video. Our focus is on 2 ingenious tactics of integrating AI into your daily social media routine, plus a bonus tip at the end that will blow your mind. Get ready to become a social media superstar with these game-changing strategies and planning techniques. Let's talk social media copywriting. First up, we have Google Bard. This incredible tool can help you create the copy that genuinely resonates with your audience around the topic of your choosing and will be favored by the algorithm. You can then use Grammarly as an additional tool to elevate that copy by adding a tone of voice that will forge an even deeper connection with your chosen target audience. Moving on to the demonstration portion of the video, this is just an example brief that I created that we can use to gather information to create our content for today. Most of the time you're going to get information just in this bullet point format, and it's up to you to change it into something usable for social media. For the sake of time, I already organized this information into a format which can be used for a Google Bard prompt. This first part in the yellow is what I call a primer to get Google Bard ready for your main request. This section should be split into 2 main purposes. First, who your organization is, and second, what are you asking Google Bard to prepare for in your later prompt. Moving over to Google Bard, I just copied and pasted the prompt we talked about previously into the bar. Automatically, it generated a response to my prompt and gave me several recommendations on different things I could do to make the event successful. In this case, I already have all my information I need for the event, but if I had to make the event myself or plan it, it automatically gives me some brainstorming ideas to go off of. Back to the Google Drive, where I have my prompt prepared, I'm going to select the green section, the aqua section, and the magenta section. The green section is the event details, the aqua section is the event goals, and the magenta section is the action we will be asking Google Bard to perform. Just like last time, I'm going to copy and paste this into Google Bard. We are now on our way to having a usable output. For this example, I'm just using Instagram, but the same principles can be applied to any social media platform. Bard has now given us a solid foundation for a social media post for Instagram. It includes a headline, a body, and relevant hashtags, as well as an explanation at the bottom of why it created the copy the way it created the copy. We have one last prompt to put into Google Bard before we get our final output for the platform. The purpose of this prompt is to optimize the post for the Instagram algorithm specifically, as well as restructure it in a more desirable way. Again, I'm just copying and pasting my prompt into my bar, and then hitting enter and letting Google Bard do its work. It broke down the structure exactly how I asked for it, with an intro paragraph followed by bullet points, and still including relevant hashtags and a small explanation on the copy itself, as well as tips to perform best with that Instagram algorithm. You can copy and paste directly from Google Bard by using the 3 dots in the right-hand corner and hitting copy, then hit Command or Control V to paste it into the document, depending if you're using a Mac or Windows. Google Bard does also include its response to the prompt, so I just skipped ahead and cleaned up the prompt so all we have is the information of the actual post, as well as the hashtag list. I am now going to copy and paste this prompt that Google Bard prepared into a new area for a non-destructive editing technique, so I still have access to the original post, just in case I want to go back and change anything. But now we are going to be using Grammarly to make this sound more human. I'm going to just highlight this section that I want Grammarly to change and go down to the little green light bulb in the corner of the page. Now I have access to several customizable options that I can use to create the perfect voice for my social media post. For the sake of time, I sped through this process, but if you are doing this for your own social media practices, just try to make sure you are matching the different voices with what your brand represents and you want to communicate with the audience. Once you find an output you are happy with, simply hit the insert button and Grammarly will automatically put the copy into your document for you. I just cleaned up the formatting a little bit and highlighted our official post in yellow so it's easier for you guys to see. And the last step I'm just going to take is to highlight these bullet points, and I'm going to have Grammarly kind of rephrase these and also add a little heading of event details so people know what these bullet points mean. Again, I'm just going to speed through this process of finding the different voices just to save time. Although you'll notice this time I did use multiple different prompts to make revisions to the copy every time to get it a little bit closer to what I wanted until I was happy with one of the versions that it outputted, and then I just hit insert and it changed the copy for me. Now we can conclude this portion of creating copy for social media using AI, Google Bard, and Grammarly. Now we are going to cover social media content creation using Adobe Firefly's Beta AI tools. These nifty little tools help you create eye-catching content graphics that will match your brand and elevate your post's visual communication. Not to mention, Adobe has a feature that will help you optimize just one design of a graphic to fit multiple different social media platforms. First, I will just be going over Adobe Firefly and the different features that it offers. The main features are text-to-image, generative fill, text effects, and recoloring vectors. The text-to-image feature allows you to generate any sort of image while customizing it to style and preference. Moving slightly away from the social media theme but still staying digital marketing, I created a website for my LLC motivational marketing, and I used Adobe AI to create the images and art. Another really cool feature of Adobe Firefly is the ability to apply effects to text that are very cool and unique. You can use both of these features that I just covered in Adobe Creative Cloud Express Beta for Firefly. The interface differs in Adobe Creative Cloud Express Beta than it does from the original software because in Beta it is more icon-based, whereas in the original software it is more text-based. However, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using the original software and just using one of the templates. The reason for this is Beta does not have the option to automatically apply branded themes yet. In the original, you can choose any template and then automatically apply the theme of your brand with colors, fonts, and logo. Once you complete one social media graphic, all you have to do is duplicate it, hit resize, and choose a new size, and then make some tweaks here and there, and then you can very easily repurpose the same content optimized for different social medias. The beta and the original software are extremely similar, aside from the fact that Beta does have the ability to create custom artwork only using text and apply really cool text effects. And we are finished creating an Instagram story and an Instagram traditional post graphic. I have created a mock-up Instagram post to show what the copy plus the graphic would look like together if it were truly on Instagram. Last but not least is our bonus topic that revolves more around strategy than it does tactics. And that is allowing Google Bard to help you audit your social media accounts and create a tailor-made plan that's going to help you achieve whatever goals you set. I started out by just entering my shareable Instagram link into Google Bard. Then I explained that this was my Instagram link and I would like Google Bard to create me an audit for my social media plus a small analysis. After it loaded, it gave me some pretty good base level details about my account, as well as suggestions on things in general I could do to strengthen my account. To be fair though, I probably wasn't as detailed in my prompts as I should have been, but the next thing I did was I asked it to make a 12-month plan for me specifically in my social media for Instagram. I also gave it some goals to help me get 200 new followers in the next year, as well as have an increased 10% engagement rate on posts. The plan that it gave me was extremely generic, but it was cool that it was able to be exported to Google Sheets, which is basically Google's version of Excel. I also did attempt to have Bard create a content calendar for me that corresponded with the strategy for a year. However, again, this was super generic, and it's probably because I did not incorporate enough detail and context within the prompts that I wrote. What I do know is I have seen several people on social media who are influencers who have successfully been able to get AI to create social media audits and content plans. Regardless, it is still extremely cool that I was able to get Google Bard to actually look at my individual Instagram account and gather some data to make suggestions. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.